Well, let's go straight to the Associate Health Minister, Peeni Henare. Kia ora. Good morning, Peeni.
Kia ora, morena.
That is not unreasonable, what Colin is asking, is it?
Oh, look, I've heard Colin's interview and I've visited a large number of Māori health providers, for example, who are doing door-to-door testing and who are doing street-by-street vaccinations. Do we have enough? Probably not, but we are doing a number of things that will continue to reach into those communities that we consider hard to reach.
Well, actually, hold on. We're talking about the mass testing. We'll get to the roadmap in a moment. But no, when you say they're going to door, this is not mandatory mass saliva testing in those suburbs of interest, Peeni.
No, it's not mandatory, but we are reaching into those communities. I can tell you a number of those buses have been down the streets that we've identified through the data to be able to test as well as vaccinate. And they're being led by Māori health providers and Pacific health providers.
But if you want to suppress the spread in these areas of interest, why aren't you going hard out? Why not make it mandatory? Saliva testing.
We are going hard out, and the mandatory discussion is one fraught with a number of fishhooks, but I can tell you that we are supporting health providers to do that, in particular in places like South Auckland and West Auckland.
Why haven't you wrapped any milestones, timeframes, targets in terms of reaching steps 2 and 3 for Auckland?
Look, the number one target is for everybody to get vaccinated, and we've made that clear. The Prime Minister.
By when?
We need them to get vaccinated sooner rather than later. So if everyone wants to enjoy the Christmas that they enjoyed last year and previous years, we need to make sure that people are vaccinated. We're upping our vaccination rates. We're continuing to push vaccines through our health providers and being led by community leaders here. There is a large part of our population who just simply aren't coming forward, and we've got a job to reach them.
And that is a very good point, if I can be so outspoken. But let's suppose, Peeni, you say, look, Auckland, to get to step 2, we need 90% of you to get vaccinated by October 15. And let's suppose you get a few holdouts and you only get to 87%. So what? People were given fair warning. What's wrong with that?
Well, and I think with the roadmap the Prime Minister announced yesterday, there is clearly a roadmap, at least from what I can see, to say that if we vaccinate, more liberties come to our community, which is what we continue to do, knowing full well that, and I've made it clear in a number of interviews before this, that certainly for myself and the Māori health providers, we're pushing towards the end of October to make sure that we've done everything we can to get our people vaccinated.
Why is there so much resistance and disengagement amongst Māori?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And,
do you know the answer?
No, I don't know the answer. We've done a number of things from community leaders, social media, one-to-one conversations, but we continue to come up against a wall, if you like, with respect to Māori communities. And I think overall, one particular academic described it quite well, saying there is just a lack of trust in institutions, in particular government institutions.
Vaccination mandates in the workplace, will you give employers the legal teeth to impose them?
Look, I can tell you from our discussions with my colleagues that those are things that we're looking at. But I know that a number of employers are already looking towards what does mandating vaccines look like, and also mandating testing regimes to make sure that their people continue to be safe. I can tell you also one large employer who has brought vaccines onto their worksite and still only has a sort of 65 or 70% uptake, finds it challenging to work with that final 30%.
What about welfare sanctions? No jab, no benefit.
Oh, that's nothing that we've discussed over the past couple of months anyway.
Would you be up for it, Peeni?
Oh, look, I think Cabinet, and we've said this before, we're up for all considerations, and ultimately Cabinet will make a decision when that time's right.
When will you review the South Island's alert level?
Oh, look, we continue to review that, as the Prime Minister has already talked about.
No, when? When?
When the Prime Minister talks about weekly reviews, that includes the South Island.
Peeni Henare, thank you very much for your time.